everybody, and welcome to another video. Today I'm giving you a tour of Grand View Stables. This is like a fancier barn that I've been working on for a while. I've been kind of on and off working on it. I am really excited to show you this barn. I haven't I've been on and off with posting, but I've just been really busy with work and, building the barns. But I am very excited to be showing you this tour, and I wanted to tell you guys something. So, I finally got, an updated, mod pack that I've made, and it is 1.20.1. It's the latest SWEM mod update. It has a ton of cool new stuff, and the mod packs that I use have a ton of cool new stuff. So I did want to let you know that a new barn will be coming soon. Anyways, let's just get straight into this video. Why don't we? Because I'm super excited to show you. So let's just get into this, why don't we? So this is kind of the overview of the barn. We have a bunch of arenas. This is kind of the main area. We have some courses, lots of pasture area, some farm area, more barns, and some tracks. It's quite a cool barn. So why don't we just get straight into this? As you see along this path and all around the barn are peach trees. I just thought they kind of looked nice, and it kind of makes it so you can't quite see the infinite abyss. Oh, you can kind of see some of the barns. But this is the entrance. I kind of wanted a grand looking entrance, so this is what I kind of got going. I think it looks quite nice. There's 2 gates, which is nice. But anyways, when you first walk in, you are greeted with a bunch of pastures and such. It's just so, I don't know, I like it. It's quite nice. I think that it's quite enjoyable. And then when you walk in, you come into this arena with all of these stalls. Right here are some mares, and then over here are some stallions. Now I'll show you a quick look-see of an empty stable. This is kind of what an average stable would look like. You have your grain feed thing. You have your shavings, which are very fancy. You have your half barrel to store water, and also your slow feeder thing to feed the horses. In this corner right here is also a bigger stall. It's gonna be an empty stall, and I'm planning on using it for horses that are on rest or something. Just an extra big stable for those horses. Anyways, moving on. We have this arena with these lovely flowers around it. I kind of want to make the gates kind of blend in. So we have these dark oak trap doors as the gate, and then we have this nice arena with another arena next to it. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there, but, we'll figure that out. But there's just some kind of jumps in here. We have, these, flower bush type of jumps. I think they look quite nice. Then we have these, bush jumps, and then this, little jump, narrow jump, I guess, and then these jumps, which are kind of little, I don't know, they kind of look like oxters from above. And then we kind of have this little line with these brushes. Anyways, yeah, this is the main barn area. As you see, lots of stalls. I imagine this barn being very, I imagine it being in Florida with lots of sun, lots of heat. So, having these outdoor kind of barns kind of give them lots of breeze. These windows you can actually open in case you need that extra gust of wind. And then we have lots of pasture space. I wanted this barn to be very open, very the horses have plenty of space to run around and do whatever they want. There's no horses in the pastures yet, but I think they're quite nice. I still have to add like water and hay, but you know, as I get more horses, then they'll start getting turned out. But anyways, throughout the barn, there's like tack rooms and feed rooms and all that. This is kind of what an average cross tie looks like. We have a brush, kind of like a supplement or shot, and then fly spray, and then we have some saddle racks and, you know, some storage with a little anvil. And you can even hook them up back here if you want to, but most of the time they'll be hooked up facing this way. We have matting on the ground, but then an extra layer of matting on top. And the cross ties in all the barns look pretty similar, so I wouldn't be too concerned. And here's one of the tack rooms. This is an empty version. It's like, oh, this is a feed room, sorry. This is kind of what an empty feed room looks like. It has like some feed in it. And then, actually in here there's feed. And in here there's some scoops of feed. And yeah, this is kind of what a tack room looks, I mean, not a tack room, a feed room looks like without, like, you know, all the decorations. Here's kind of what a normal size stall looks like again. They're all the exact same. And I thought the blue brought a good hint of color. This is one of the hay areas. So as you can see, there's 3 different hays. You have your, I know one's quality, one's Timothy, and one's alfalfa. It's because all horses are different. All horses have different needs. Right here is just kind of a straightaway to like a pasture, and every single pasture. So let me give you a little something. So all of these pastures connect. This is its own pasture. All of these pastures connect. All of these pastures connect. So you know you can trim them out differently. These ones, and these ones. These ones connect. These ones connect. This one's its own. So I thought I might tell you that just so you're not confused, maybe. But yeah, there's lots of stalls here, like lots. I'm really proud of this design. I'm not sure if I've ever quite made a design like this, but I like it a lot. This is the shavings area, so you can like just grab some shavings and, you know, throw it in the stall. This is another feed room. Again, it's a little empty, but it's whatever. And then you have lots of stalls coming down, and then you have actually a tack room, which the tack rooms have some lamps you can turn on and off, some papers that you might have to file, a jar, some saddles, some saddle racks, and like these are just decorative, but these are actually functional. And then you have like maybe some boots, some girths, saddle pads, some decorative bridles, and then some like breastplates and all that. All very nice things. And yeah. And you keep on going, and then in this kind of middle-ish area, this also leads to a pasture, and then it goes straight down, so you can lead the horses, you know, straight on through, which I find very nice. Moving on. Then we just have some more cross ties, exact same ones. I just kind of copy and paste stuff around the barn, so, you know, it was very easy to get through everything. Ignore these patches of grass. I think when I was pasting the barns together, it might have like, I may have forgotten to put some stone and gravel and such there, but, you know, it's whatever. Here we have some more cross ties, and then here's actually a huge tack room. So this tack room has, you know, storage. It has some supplements. You have your I would call this maybe supplement. I don't know what they are, but they're supplements and like hoof oil and all that. You have your tack. You have tack boxes. You have functional tack. You know, tack stands. You have your saddle rack and bridle hook. All very nice indeed. Then, you know, you just kind of, it's just up and down, up and down. You have another hay area. And then if we come around over here, we have another big tack room. Same exact setup, just in a different area, because I want this place to be very functional but very, you know, nice looking at the same time. I want it to be, you know, I want it to look like, you know, people actually could use this place. But yeah, very big stall area. As you see, another big tack room. You know, store all of the horsey stuff in it. Some more cross ties, and then, you know, over here you kind of have your last area. Anyways, let's go ahead. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and head over here. So this is just straight in the back. We have another pasture which connects to here. We have an empty area back there, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet. But these are just some round pens, and they're quite big. And basically you come in and you lunge them around. And I made sure to have these like be kind of enclosed walls. So if you're like training a new horse, because this is like more of a training barn. It does have a breeding area, but it's very like training orientated and like breeding, that kind of mix. But yeah, there's quite a few. There's 4 round pens for them to go in, and it's very big. And if you wanted to role play lunging like a horse, you can even do it with a SWEM horse, and it won't look like it's too crowded in there, which I quite enjoy. Over here is some small paddocks, so, you know, the horses can get churned out by it. So, like, 1 horse would probably be in each pasture, maybe, like, 2 if they're, like, friends, or if you just need to put 2 horses out. I don't really know, to be honest. Over here, these are racetracks, because we do have race horses, but this is also just for stamina training. In the middle of these, I'm planning on putting, like, maybe some jumping things or such, because they're big enough for an arena, in my opinion at least, and I really like them. But yeah, this is just like a flat work racetrack where you can work on stamina, or even if we're training a racehorse, this is perfect for them. And then in the middle, you can either do like maybe flat work, or if you want to set up some jumps, you can do that in either one of the middle of these. But over here is actually a steeplechase, and I like it a lot. And I know steeplechase jumps, like, these are pretty easy steeplechase jumps for, like, SWEM horses, but I think it looks really nice, and I really, really like it. So, yeah. So, we're kind of going in a circle, I've realized. But anyways, moving on. So, this is the most recent thing I've built. These are the mare and foal stalls. I haven't made a breeding area yet. But, I mean, these stalls are big enough where you could breed if you had to in these. So, over in this empty area is where I'm going to put the breeding stalls. So these are where you would put mare and foals, or just mares in general. And then the nice thing is these pastures right here, or mostly right here, is where this pasture right here is where you put like the mares or mare and foals when they're ready to go out. But these are where the mare and foals or brood mares would chill. So when they're pregnant, you set down shavings, the water buckets and such. But since we have none yet, none of those are set up. But I really like how this is. I like how it's big and open, and how these stalls, you know, you can see right through them. I think it's really nice. We have 2 of these barns, exact same, all the same stalls. But yeah. And then over here, we actually have 2 just kind of basic arenas. And I really like these arena walls I used, because they can't jump over them, but they're really nice, and they look very classy in my opinion. Again, another just simple pasture right here, and then, you know, the breeding stalls will go right there. Moving on, we have 4 big pastures right here that are all connected as well for either these barns or the training barns. We'll get to these barns in a second, but I think these pastures are so big and so useful. We also have pastures over here. We have way over here we have a big pasture and a smaller pasture, 2 big ones and 2 smaller ones that's over here. If you'll load in, I can show you all of them. But yeah, we just have some big pastures, and I don't know, I just love them. They're so big and just so luscious, ready for a horse to roam in it. And, you know, they're very functional. Over here we have another big pasture, and then kind of a pasture that starts there and kind of makes its way around here, which I really like. Next, this is probably my favorite barn area. I don't know why. I love barns with runs, and over here, these barns have runs. I'll give you a quick look-see at a stall. So these are the stalls, and it's just so open. But when you go into the stall, you know, they're 8x8s, average SWEM stall, and they also have these little runs that they can just be in, which I think is very nice. All the same stalls, but over here, we actually have a big cross. I don't think I ever finished the cross tie. I never finished the cross tie. Anyways, you kind of get the point. You have like the cross tie here, and then this is the tack room / feed area. So there's feed in here, but out here, so I basically had 2 stalls become the grooming stall and like tack / feed room. I'm like, well, what are we gonna do with the runs? And since I figured it's like an outdoor based place, we could have like a little shack kind of thing. So we have a feed area over here with a feed cart and feed bins, and then also a shavings and hay area, which I personally like a lot. And then it's the same exact over here, but this is actually what it looks like empty, because I didn't want to just copy and paste it, so I haven't quite finished this one, but you kind of get the idea, I think. And then we also have a little pasture right here to turn out any horses. And then over here, actually, this is like the farming area. So we have like tomatoes, and I'm not sure what those are. But yeah, tomatoes, and then mushrooms as well. And then over here is kind of just some wild crops as well. You can pick and harvest at your need. Some tea bushes, and then a bunch of different tree variants. We have, like, of course, peaches, but we also have like cherries, apples, lemons, oranges, I believe, maybe, pears, I don't know, plums, got your green pile of mush, I don't know, mangoes, you got your, I don't know, you got your vanilla. Anyways, that's honestly basically about it. I kind of did this tour really fast, I know, but it's just, I don't know, I was really excited to put this tour out, and I finally finished the barn mostly. There's like a few details I still have to add, but I'm really excited about it. But anyways, I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I know it was really rushed and really short, but I figured I'd show you anyway. And I'm sorry I haven't posted in a while. It's like been forever, but thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!